Now my MT09 is just begun its 4th year in service, a little over 16,000 miles. We've had it 3 full years going into the 4th year, and this summer turned out to be just the best of all possibilities. The weather was absolutely beautiful. We met up with some friends we haven't seen in a long time and gone for some group rides. I went for some individual rides, and hey, if you want to watch this in 4K, we can now show it in 4K. This summer has just been filled with beautiful riding weather. A few days that were really too hot, a few days that were just perfect, a little bit of rain. It's been a wonderful summer, and I'm so glad that I have some video with friends, riding alone, riding up by the mountain and a new place we hang out. But the winter's going to come, and we'll be doing other stuff, and I'll be looking back at these videos and saying, wow, great memories. And for me, it doesn't seem to matter what motorcycle I ride, what friends I ride with. I've just been blessed with a lot of good times and hopefully been able to share them with you on these videos. And we're going to head out on the open road today. Now, every day, of course, getting the bike ready, job one. Usually you have to move some motorcycles around. Getting it all cleaned up. I try to clean it up at the beginning of every ride. And some people have asked me, why don't I clean it at the end of the ride? Sometimes I do. It's true. Why don't I feed the fish in the morning and the night? Sometimes I feed them 4 times a day. And they appreciate it, believe me. And sometimes I eat 4 times a day. Anyway, all beside the point, it is such a nice day. And this has been such a wonderful summer. I don't know how else to describe it. Our garden has just been fabulous. Karen is so happy with the way the garden has come out. Every single thing we've planted, we haven't had anything die. We've had great production from all the vegetables have just been, you just couldn't imagine it could be a better summer. And so when I look back when it's winter and it's snowing out and I'm out shoveling snow and trying to figure out what we're going to do about keeping the house warm, I'll look back at this day, the summer of 23. Now, I try to ride all seasons, and of course, each season has its own challenge. The summer, on a day like today, the challenge is to stay cool. And I have some really good summer riding gear. But the biggest thing is this bike, I'm not sitting behind a windshield. And that little fly screen doesn't do much in terms of knocking out the wind. But I do remember when Joe Padula took his first ride on the GS 1100, and he said, wow, being out in the air like that is great on a hot summer day. And he's right. Now, every part of this bike, to me, has some different reason that I like it. But having on a hot summer day, not having to sit behind a windshield, having plenty of air blowing in your face, that's definitely up top. Now, one real advantage, and it's definitely a real advantage in riding in hot summer weather, and when the streets are hot, it's easy to keep the tires nice and warm and sticky. And a lot of times I get off the bike to take pictures, and I just reach down and touch that tire without a glove on. The tire gets really hot. Now, at any time I stop to take some pictures along the way to share, I think of the styling cues, even the little things that I did to the bike that over the time that I've owned it now, this is going on the 4th year, I just look at the bike from every angle, and I think, I look at a picture of it when I bought it the first day, picked it up with Luciano, and I think I've made improvements. Some of my friends agree. The ones that don't agree probably don't tell me. But and all the little things, the detailed things I got from Vlad, like the carbon fiber stuff. One of the biggest ones, polishing the exhaust. And by the way, that material that the MT09 exhausts are made out of, relatively easy to polish. And the scoops with no screws in the screen. Now, of course, every summer is just a little bit different. This one's been a hot summer, and I've gotten a lot of rides, a lot of really nice rides on the MT09, and every one of them, they're just great memories piling up for that winter that's coming soon. And on a day when it's really hot like today, I try to really make an effort at finding some shady roads. Now, I know some people don't even take that into account, but a lot of the roads I ride on, you have a choice. There's roads that are almost fully shaded, some that are 50-50, but then you get back out on Route 80 for the ride home and you want to die, it's so hot. And if you have black riding gear, it makes it even worse. The white riding gear stays a lot cooler. And the biggest mod, of course, painting the wheels silver, was a labor of love. And there's been so many things about this summer of 23. My grandson graduating from his school, going on to the middle school, and has 12th birthday, my 78th birthday, 78. Yeah, there's a lot of people not riding that much at 78. So, I don't know. I do remember people telling me that they're in their 40s and they're getting too old to ride. You're never too old to ride, if that counts. Anyway, all little detail changes on a bike. And every ride I take on it, I stand back and look at it, and I just think, wow, how lucky I am to have a bride like Karen that bought me this, and friends like Luciano that are fun to ride with. Well, all my friends. And Luciano's always there when you need him to some kind of a mechanical thing, or to get picked up and rescued when you're riding one of the older bikes. And for me, the best-selling feature is my body fits right on that seat. And the seat, the ergonomics, the fact the bike is not loud and obnoxious when you go in these populated areas. You don't scare the fish out of the lake or get unnecessary tickets. And sometimes you just go right through what normally would be a problem, and they'd want to look at you and inspect you or check you or something. And you just go sailing through like a gentleman, and that exhaust is a big part of it. And just the overall quietness of the bike. And did I mention, I love the quick shifter. I love it. But for me, and all summer, I've enjoyed the fact that I'm getting 50 miles to the gallon. The bike is stone reliable. Haven't had to do any unnecessary maintenance on it. And every part of it, the ergonomics fit me. Might not fit a bigger person or a smaller person. But for me, it's like I sat in the position I like to ride in, and they poured the motorcycle around me. The fact that every part of it, the seat is comfortable, the ergonomics are comfortable, and the bars, I've never even adjusted the bars. And I notice even if you wanted to, the ones on a Tracer look like you could make bar rises out of them very easily with stock bars. For me, there's just a lot to like about the MT09. And pretty much everyone I've ever run into that owns one, they seem to like it too. But of course, it can turn you into a hooligan very, very quickly. So our summer ride, it really was a beautiful day. The weather was outstanding. And what happens is right in the middle of the summer like this, or toward the end, You start to get used to the hot weather, but you know that the cold weather's coming, and it somehow makes it bearable when it does get too hot. And in the winter, when it's too cold, you think of a day like today, and it just helps you get through it, I guess. But the MT09 is the biggest thing of all that helped me get through the summer of 23, and it was a good one. Well, for me and my family, the summer of 23 has just been exceptionally good. And a lot of things have gone into that, but this is one of them. Having an MT09 makes the summer just a little more fun. And I hope we have a lot of summers yet to come. And hope you'll be joining us for some of the rides. So I hope you did enjoy the video. And of course, thank you guys one and all so much for watching.